Hello and welcome to making and editing videos using the free Splice app. Please note that this app is available on any phone or tablet. I did my editing on my iPhone, but any device will work, however, not really a laptop. Good luck and happy editing. So now I'm on my iPhone and I'm ready to start editing. Anytime, I know that this doesn't really have to do with Splice, but anytime that I'm doing a screen recording on my phone just from learning experience, it's always nice to go into your settings and either put your phone on airplane mode or minimally put it on Do Not Disturb. I'm going to put mine on Do Not Disturb just because I'm at school, I'm not connected to my home Wi-Fi, and I don't want to lose my LTE. But this way, this will prevent my recording with you today from being interrupted by the text message I just got or any phone calls. So I'm going to swipe over to my Splice app and I'm going to open it up after I logged in, which I've already created my account. It's always going to give the option to start a new project, and then underneath it, if you've made projects before or any project you ever make, unless you delete it, will be down here, which you can scroll through and you can continue to click on and edit. So right there, editing a video with Splice app, if I click on that, this is the actual video that I'm making for you guys right now in different parts. But I can X out of it in the top left-hand corner because y'all don't need to see that yet, and start a new project simply by clicking the plus sign and the blue circle right underneath it. It's immediately going to send you to your camera roll. The first time it will probably ask you for permission. If you're like me, I have probably 8,000 photos in my camera roll, including, hello, there's my family. So I don't want to scroll through this trying to find all of the stuff that I need. So I always make an album for things that I'm working on. So I'm going to go from my recents, and I just made an album. Let me find it, called Video Tutorial, all the way down here on the end. And these are just videos and photos that I want to use specifically for this video that I'm making. So I have a couple of videos. And you'll see that if you want to select them, as soon as you touch them, they show up as blue down here, and you'll also see they pop up on the bottom of my phone. I can unclick them if I don't want to add them. But I purposely for this video have some photos and some videos because you can edit both in Splice and make a movie. So I'm going to select, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to select all of them. It doesn't matter what order you select them in because you can reorder them. However, the order that you select them is going to be the way that they are uploaded into the video. In the top right corner, when I'm ready, I'll press Next. Okay, and it's going to ask me to create a project title. So I'm just going to call this How to Edit, and then click the blue check mark. It's going to ask you if you want to do the photos animated. I always leave this unchecked because you can go back in the actual video and animate any photos you want. Then at the bottom, it's going to ask you your aspect ratio, which 9 times out of 10, I choose landscape because usually I'm making videos to upload to YouTube. Square is great if you're wanting to upload something to Instagram. Portrait is important because you do have to think about, like, for example, right now I'm screen recording, so my phone is in portrait ratio. But I'm going to select landscape anyways because I'm going to be putting this on YouTube, and you'll see how I have to do some cropping because of that. When I'm ready, in the top right corner, you'll see a little button that says Create. If I'm not ready and I need to select more images, I can press back. But even after I press Create, I can still go back and add more media or more photos if I wanted to. Okay, so now I'm in the video editing software. In the very top, you'll see some numbers. Right now, I'm at 00 out of a 12-minute and 15-second long video. One thing I would definitely talk to you about is do not make a 12-minute and 15-second video and send it to your students because they will stop watching after about 3 or 4 minutes. 5 minutes is kind of pushing it. Hopefully you guys as teachers will bear with me a little bit longer than 5 minutes. So what happens is in that screen there, that's where my video is, and then I can touch the reel, and as soon as I touch the reel, that specific video that I'm working on turns blue, and I can use my finger and move forwards and backwards into different parts of the video. So and then you'll see right there, it transitioned. That was my first video clip. Then I have a still image. That's from when I was making dies in April, and another still image. And maybe I think, okay, I don't want this cabbage be to be right there. I want it to be in the beginning as like an introductory photograph. Okay, and notice when I clicked on the cabbage, it turned blue. So whatever it is that I want to edit or move or adjust in any type of way, it needs to be selected blue, because whatever it is that you're selecting blue is going to be what you're working on. Okay. The other important control is down here on the bottom. You'll see when I have something edited as blue, it's going to give me the option to adjust the volume, the speed, to crop it, to animate it, to add a background, to duplicate, to reverse, or to delete if there's something that I don't want in my film anymore. When I click on a picture, the options are going to be slightly different because it's not a video, it's a photograph. Then I can also click underneath it on the black bar, which is now just, I'm not working on any specific area. I want to add media, text, music, or a title. So I'll get to that in just a second. So I'm going to pretend that I want this picture of the egg to be my title slide. If I hold my finger down on it, I can drag it and see how they all become little things like this and move it. And I'm going to put it up here at the beginning. Okay, now I probably want my title slide to last longer than 3 seconds. At any point in time, I can click the play button and see what my video would look like. So I started with an egg. This video is going to make no sense. And then I go into a video of me painting. So we're going to do a couple of things before I get into actual editing. I'm going to go to the end because I want to move that picture of Kennedy's painting. Now you'll notice I'm scrolling and scrolling and scrolling forever. If I take 2 fingers and act like I'm zooming out like you would when you take a picture and you want to zoom in or zoom out on your phone, I can condense this reel so that I can see it, for example, like this. And now I'm looking at a 12-minute long video like that. And then I can zoom back in and everything becomes a little bit larger. So this painting that my student did, I'm actually going to pick it up and drag it and move it to the beginning. And yes, I do make sound effects. And so this is really important. What I was talking to y'all about the landscape and the portrait orientation. This picture is cropped significantly, and I want people to be able to see the canvas in its entirety. So I have this picture selected. I'm going to go down on my bottom toolbar, and I can do all types of things. I can do a filter, very similar to Instagram there. I can adjust exposure, contrast, saturation, sharpness, everything like that, any way that I want to edit the photo. But the first thing that I want to do is crop the photo. I'm not really sure why it went away. You kidding me? Crop. There we go. Minor technical difficulties. And just like I would with a regular phone, oh look, I can even tilt it like this, get really creative. I'm just using 2 fingers here to zoom it in and out. I can also move it. You know, if this was a title slide, I could keep it in the middle, or I could put it to the left or the right. I actually think I'm going to put it a little bit to the left here. And when I click off of it, you'll see it gives me the option now to add media, text, effect, music, titles, all different types of things. I'm going to add text. So when I click that, this text box immediately pops up. I can double click to edit. Okay. And I'm just going to write title here because this is not a real video. Okay. Then I can click on that title and I can move it up, down, on top, and I can change it. So again, if I want to change the title, I need to make sure that the title's in blue. If I want to edit the picture, I need to make sure that the picture is in blue. So right now the picture's in blue. How do I get back to that text? Down there at the bottom bar where you see that little T, I click on it, there's my text. Now I can go here and I can, if there's a typo, I can edit it. I can change the color. Kind of want like a bright, I don't know. I'll just keep it white, keep it simple. I can change the font, which I really am very partial to this American typewriter, but there are all different types, I mean a lot of different types of fonts. I hate that. Ooh, that looks kind of Comic Sans-y to me. All different types of fonts for me to pick from that I can change it to. Going back to typewriter because I'm pretty consistent. And you'll just see all different types of options. If I don't like it, there's the delete button. Okay, because I do want this to be my title slide, another thing that's easy to do is change the duration of how long your image is on the screen. just simply by clicking. Right now you'll see it's from 0 to 3 seconds. Well, most people take more than 3 seconds to read and look at a picture. So I'm going to just grab the end of the picture and pull it out. Now, because it's an image, they have a limit of about 10 seconds as long as that you can keep a frame on one image, but this is free software, so I'm not complaining. I'm going to take my title though, because I want it to last the same in length, and click on it and drag it out too. Now the title could go longer, but I want the title to end the same time that my picture ends. So I can just adjust things, the length of them, just by clicking an end and moving it. If I didn't want the title to appear immediately, I could go like this. And again, anytime you want to see what it would look like, you just press the play button, and then you see how it's going to look. So now my video is playing. And right here, it stops and transitions. And you'll notice that was kind of choppy. So when I have it clicked, you'll see in between, I have a little, oops, I missed clicking on it, a little transition box. When I click on that, it's kind of like animation in between PowerPoint slides. I can do all these fancy whips and blurs. I just am traditional, and I like a nice crossfade where it looks like it's going to fade like that, pressing pause. I can also make that crossfade last longer or shorter. I usually like around 1 second. Okay, and now I want to adjust my title so that my title stops. See, I can go really slow. I want my title to stop before that egg appears. So let me rewind that and press play. That's pretty clean. Okay, so my title's selected. As soon as I unselect the title, that's how I get rid of that weird yellow outline that's not actually there. Okay, so this is my video so far. La ta 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 ta. My student artwork, title pops up a few seconds afterwards, and then it crossfades after 10 seconds into a picture of my egg, which lasts 3 seconds, and then it cut again into this video. So again, I don't like cuts, so I'm going to go into that crossfade. I'm going to make it about a second. You can make it longer. I think a second's good. And then it's going to crossfade into this video. Now, the video editing is where things get a lot more complicated. So not a lot, but I want to work with those. So again, I want to edit this video specifically. So I click on this video. It's blue. Okay, this video is long. All right, my students don't really want to watch the long video. This is a great feature if you are just have a video like of yourself painting. I'm really a big fan of shortening videos by making them a time lapse, which would be speeding them up. Okay, but the very first thing that is important, especially because I filmed this video when I was at my house, and I don't want people to hear my dog barking or my husband watching TV in the background. So I like to take my videos and mute them. So I clicked that bottom on my bottom taskbar. I selected volume, and I'm going to turn it all the way down and mute this video. Now they can't hear my obnoxious German Shepherd. Click on it again. I want to go into speed this time. And this is my favorite. I use this tool more than any of the other ones. I can speed it up and I can slow it down if I want to do something in slow motion. So let's see, like what, I'll do 4.5 at first, just so y'all can see what that looks like. And then I'm going to press play and you'll see how my video is shortened. Okay, it will affect the length of your video. So my video is now down to 11 minutes and 37 seconds. That was a pretty short video anyways. Right, then I decide, you know what, I don't want this picture here. I think that's weird. I pick it up, hold my finger down, and I'm going to move it to the end. Okay, and I'm going to go to this video because this video right here is the one that is really making my video the longest, and I really just need to speed it up. So I'm going to speed this one up a lot, all the way to like, let's try 7 and see how that looks. Look at me go. Woo! Now you'll notice my video that was 11 minutes long is now 2 minutes long because that is how much I changed the speed of that video. So that might be a little bit too fast. I'm going to rewind a little bit. Okay, see it there. And maybe I'll slow it down to, we'll do it to 6. Now listen when I press play. This is my favorite part. Oh my goodness, that chipmunk sound is not very attractive. What did I forget to do? I forgot to adjust the volume. So in this case, when you do speed up or slow things down, especially when you slow things down if you don't want that whoa sound, make sure you remember to delete the volume or mute your volume. Okay, so I can add, again, transitions, fades. I always make my fades last a second. Then I'm going to this, and I'm sorry this video makes absolutely no sense, but that's okay. Now, what's really fun is once my video is edited and I have all my transitions and I have everything organized the way I want it to be, I think, oh, I saw this bug walking up my tree. I thought it was fun. So you can then come back in and add things like, for example, oh, I have that one video clicked. Always make sure if you want to edit and add something to the whole video that you don't have one specific thing clicked blue, because then you're only editing that one section. So I'm going to click down onto the black bar underneath it, and you can add more media. Like, for example, maybe you forgot a picture and you need to add it back in. You can click media. You can add more text. You can add special effects. One of my favorite things to add is music, because I did mute all of my videos. I can come back in and add music. You can import music from your phone or from iTunes, but what I really like is they have all of these different categories. And all of this music, the copyrights and the playing rights, I don't know what you want to call them, are already purchased and paid for, so you don't have to worry about your video being muted once you upload it to YouTube or social media. I know one time I uploaded something with Michael Jackson and it was muted in I think 15 seconds, and I got a notification from YouTube that I could not post that video. So, I mean, I don't think my kids are going to want to listen to country, but there's some cool stuff in all of them, and you can sample any of them and hear what they sound like. These ones in cinematic are all pretty dramatic sounding. If you find one that you like, you know, you click add, and it's going to add that soundtrack to your video. So now when I click play, and I'm probably, because I'm anal retentive, going to make title and that first beat in the music line up and start at the same time, because, you know, got to be fancy. And now my kids can see my time lapse of me painting with my blue painter's tape Band-Aid that you might notice. So if I didn't want to add music, I could add a voiceover right here, and you can actually talk into the microphone and record yourself, like explaining what you're doing while you're doing a specific painting. Like, I could tell my kids what colors I'm mixing here, or mention, you know, the type of brush stroke that I'm doing, or be like, don't forget, you have to use a medium to thin out your oil. I used liquid. What did you use? You know, toning your ground, or, you know, paint back to front, or whatever information or advice it is you want to tell them. If you don't want to tell them, you could always add it in a text pop-up, and you can make that text pop-up last as short or as long as you want. Then, you know, you can, let's say I uploaded this picture of the bug and I realize, oh, I don't want that bug there. I can simply remove it just like that by clicking delete. Most everything that I learned to do in Splice, I really just learned by clicking random stuff all over the screen until I figured out what it did. But the ones to me that were the most helpful were changing the speed, adjusting the volume, and adding text, and then reordering things. And you can also, in here, you can adjust it, and that's going to allow you, or I think it's in crop, I can't remember. There's ways that you can cut out the beginning or the end of the video. All different types of things that you can do. It's very, very, very user-friendly. When you're ready and you're done, oh, I forgot to show y'all undo. If I did something that I don't like, there is an undo button up here in the left corner beside the X. But when you're done and your video is totally edited the way that you like it, in the top right corner, you will see the arrow that says export. If you're not ready to export, maybe you are tired of editing because you've been on your phone for 30 minutes and your eyes are tired, you can click the X button and you do not have to freak out. that video is not gone forever. It is saved right here in how to edit. It tells me the day that I made, the last time I worked on it. I click on it and it's all here. So do not freak out. Okay. But when you are done editing, I'm going to click that export button in the top right corner. And it's going to give me all these options for resolution. I usually stay full HD, but if you have plans to have your video posted on a giant projection screen, you could do Ultra 4K, or you could, making it a little smaller, 540p makes it a little bit faster to export. Okay. And then you'll see two options at the bottom, save and share. Share does give you the option to immediately upload it onto YouTube at this point. I always like to save it first just so that I can watch it on my phone, you know, without all the controls, and really make sure that it's exactly how I want it to look. And then I also have a hard copy of it saved on my phone. So when I click save, then you'll see it says exporting video. This is the part that if you're at home on your own Wi-Fi does go a lot faster. So I'm not going to make y'all watch that. I'm just going to press cancel for right now. And then you can upload it to whatever platform it is that you want to upload it to. Good luck. If you have any questions at all, I'm Danielle Walker at McEachern High School. Feel free to follow me on social media at art_McEachern. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.